Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, my dear exiles. Welcome back to our BlazBlue Central Fiction Super Move ranking. Whether you stuck with me through this whole series or this is your first look at my channel, thank you. I really appreciate you lending me your time and your attention. If this is your first look, links to the other videos in this series are available in the description. Before we get started, let's just get the usual YouTube housekeeping out of the way. If you enjoy the video, a like is greatly appreciated, comment and or subscription even more so, as they are the very lifeblood that keeps small, struggling YouTube channels like mine alive. Anyways, that said, let's get into it and count down the final 6. Number 6. Relius. Like the last entry on the previous part of this list, Relius is up this high largely by virtue of a single move, which, don't worry, we'll get there. But first, let's take a look at the man in general. From what I understand, Relius is Carl's father, one of the puppeteer type characters, fucking creepy. Just as an example, his puppet, yeah, that's his wife. Or used to be anyway. The BlazBlue fandom wiki denotes him as one of the series' primary antagonists in its opening paragraph, so there's that. Anyways, let's just take a look at his kit. His Exceed already sees him showing off just how much of a creep he is. There's just something about all those hands that squicks me out. His first distortion is pretty mundane, just a bit of gear grinding. His second distortion is a bit more worrisome as he commands his puppet, who's named Ignis apparently, to imprison his opponent in some sort of magic cage for blasting them with a burst of cogwheels. Number 3 is very similar to one of Carl's, with the wife bot executing a long, involved combo. Finally, his Astral, the reason why he's appearing in this video and not a ways further down the list. Like Amane, he has an astral finish that has a different outcome for each member of the cast. Unlike Amane, however, instead of a charming recidivation to the days of youth, Relius' finisher is more of a basement torture room type scenario. Yeah. I'm just gonna let a few of these play while I go and compulsively wash my hands. I'll see you all for the next entry. Number 5. Jubei. For our number 5 entry, we arrive at one of the characters I'm currently attempting to learn, Jubei. Jubei is, for lack of a better descriptor, a samurai cat, and a badass in every sense of the word. Also, he's somehow married to this bombshell and the father of this young lady. And also apparently the progenitor of the race that would eventually produce Taokaka. Anyway, let's see what he's got on offer. For a lot of his moves, he's got this really cool black ink style effect, which we can see first with his Exceed. His distortions come in a couple of different flavors, modified based on whether he's managed to apply a sort of target mark. Unmarked, he hits you front and center, but if you're marked, then he pulls off a truly anime-style bit of flair and appears behind you before slashing you to ribbons. He's also got an install that modifies his character-specific drive attack. Now, here's the normal form. Pretty cool, right? Now, here's the upgraded form. Yeah, I'm just gonna let that speak for itself. For his astral finish, he pulls out all the stops and goes full, unfettered feline murder machine. From what I gather, he uses some sort of magic eye to perceive the precise location of your soul inside your body, or something along those lines, and then proceeds to shred it to pieces like my cat Jensen does when he gets his paws on a roll of toilet paper. Number 4. Bang! The next entry on the list is the very definition of extra. Whereas Hibiki is all about cool, calm, collected stealthiness, Bang is the exact opposite, pretty much. Very much more a ninja of the Naruto school. Bang is all about going big or going home. And spoiler, he never goes home. Hell, even his name is bombastic. He's called Bang, for fuck's sake. Speaking of Bang, his Exceed sees him busting out a couple of his ninja tools. A shower of kunai followed by a shower of explosives. His first distortion is a giant diving blow from a pair of Bang clones, a bang bang, if you will. Next, there's a pretty brutal combo that ends with him grabbing his opponent by the face and providing a visual definition of the term corner carry. Number 3 shows just what that big nail on his back is for as he knocks his adversaries sky high before affixing them to the ground permanently with his fist acting as the hammer. Not gonna lie, I actually winced the first time I saw that move land. And lastly, his astral shows off a truly anime-worthy finishing blow as he blows through a series of abstract rice paper doors in true shonen fashion, before pounding the nail in with ferocious force. Such is the impact of this attack, in fact, that it leaves him all but butt naked afterwards. Now that is dedication. Number 3. 9. The Phantom. Number 3 is, as mentioned, the wife of our number 5 entry, although, again, I'm not 100% clear on how such a union would work. But I'm not here to judge. Well, I mean, I am, but not... Anyway, not important. 9 Steel is all about magic, as she's able to do some of the most calamitous conjuring of anyone on the roster. Her Exceed is kinda bland, conjuring up a big fist to deliver a magical haymaker. Her distortions are arranged around her various elemental drive abilities. The first one is neutral, and it's just a series of big fuck-off lasers, ending with a blast from a demon avatar that she's able to summon. The second is a cascade of explosions, and the third delivers a series of sorcerous strikes that look like they come straight out of a Metroidvania final boss fight. Her astral continues drawing on the final boss fight aesthetic, this time pulling from the pages of Final Fantasy with a meteor shower that Sephiroth himself would be envious of. Truly, a mage whose bad side you want to stay the hell away from. Number 2. Kokonoe. So, we've looked at Dad, we've looked at Mom, and now it's time to check out the progeny. The penultimate entry on our list, Kokonoe, is apparently the child of Jubei and 9. They've both got some pretty strong genes by the look of it, as she's got Mom's pink hair and yellow eyes, and Dad's pair of cattails. So there's that. Where she differs is in her preferred method of bringing the pain. While Dad has his badass samurai thing going on, Mom's rocking the magic angle, Kokonoe is all about the science and engineering. We can see this right away with her Exceed. As soon as the hit lands, she transforms into some crazy Dr. Frankenstein version of Gundam Heavy Arms. I particularly like the little detail of the skull face explosion that caps the animation off. Her first distortion is somewhat lacking in bombast by comparison, just a simple fireball. Number 2 is a bit scarier, however, as she apparently sucks you into some sort of, I don't know, black hole? She's also friends with Tager, I guess, because her next distortion summons the big guy, or a device that looks like him at least. And after she slaps a giant red button, fires what might be the biggest laser cannon in the entire game. I think even Justice would be jealous. Finally, her astral is... well, I could describe it, or I could just show it to you. Toodles. Number 1. Izanami. Well folks, it's been a long road, but we're finally here. We've arrived at the top step of the podium. So, who is it that gets the gold? That's right, the goddess of death herself, Izanami. As I understand it, she's Central Fiction's big bad, as well as being the possessed body of Jin and Ragna's younger sister. So, what is it exactly that's landed her at the top spot? Let's take a look. To start, her Exceed sees her freezing her opponent with a series of dark magic glyphs atop a pile of skulls before, well, I could be wrong here, but it looks to me like she rips their heart out in a massive spray of blood. Why this isn't her finisher is beyond me, but damn if it isn't brutal. Her first distortion shows off her ability to teleport as she pinballs her unfortunate adversary from one side of the stage to the other and back before riding them like a surfboard down into the corner. With heals like those, you know that's gonna hurt. Her next two distortions are basically the same, just in varying degrees. She pulls off one of the most badass things you could possibly do in a fighting game, and wait for it, and keep waiting, because she stops time. That's right, nothing you can do about it. Your ass is suspended in the fabric of time and space as she freezes the universe around you before proceeding to, depending upon the ability of the player controlling her, beat the stuffing out of you like Bruce Campbell going to town on a zombie. And finally, for her big finish, she pulls out all the stops for what is undoubtedly the most metal attack in the entire game. She sends her opponent soaring in a spiral of skull-faced spirits, for basically jump-scaring you with a freeze frame that is just terrifying. Then she finishes them off by summoning a further ring of cadaverous monstrosities that plunge them back to Earth, screaming all the way before everything just explodes. Fitting for the physical embodiment of the god of death, no? By the way, that face... I can almost guarantee is going to haunt your dreams tonight. You're welcome. And so it is, dear exiles, we made it. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this series. It's been a pleasure and an honor to work on this and to get to know a few of you in the comments for these videos. As ever, I really appreciate you lending me your time and attention. It means so much to me. If you enjoyed yourself, I'd be ever so grateful if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, doubly so for a comment, and even more than that if you felt inclined to subscribe. Check back soon, we've got more super rankings, let's plays, game reviews, video essays, maybe even some gunplay coming up. Take care. Until next time, this is November Bravo. Over and out.